Under the same roof, we share the love. Embracing the differences like hand in glove. Spreading peace and joy, it's a beautiful sight. Together we shine in each other's light. And why do we stand in love's pure might? Watching the world share in love and light. Hearts beating as one in our peaceful flight. Colors of harmony painting the night. United we stand in love's pure might.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Watching the World. It's so good to be with you this afternoon. As many of you know, I traveled out to Tucson, Arizona to cover the case of Nancy Guthrie, boots on the ground. And when I tell you boots on the ground, it was something magnificent to meet such intriguing and such nice people. I walked in to a big chaos that was happening with mainstream media in regards to YouTubers or independent media. But as time went on, it seems that all of that was able to work itself out. In fact, the sheriffs and the law enforcement, they actually follow Watching the World. Would you believe that? When we were out searching, I was covering the media, covering those that were out searching. We were out there in the desert looking for Nancy Guthrie. And when the backpack was found, if you go to all the news outlets, you guys could actually see me out there, boots on the ground. I was proud of myself. I said, man, who is that guy out there in Tucson, Arizona in that hot suit, or a black suit out in the desert? Must be someone insane. But at any rate, I enjoyed that. It was great to be out there in the thick of it, seeing what's happening. And actually, I could say I participated in a monumental moment, especially for Savannah Guthrie in regards to her mother. It's a tough thing to go through. This morning I went over with the members a lot of the details in regards to the case that I found. And we will be doing a deep dive probably this evening to get through the case. Also today at 2 p.m. we're going to cover the State of the Union with Donald J. Trump. We're going to cover some of the fascinating moments. Speaking of the State of the Union, we're going to get started with some of the points of it. But also today, we're going to focus a lot toward the end of the news at lunch in regards to Nancy Guthrie. So let's get to it. Let's find out what was the chaos. Why did Representative Omar really go after Donald Trump? They said she tried to put the screws to him. Well, let's find out, folks.
Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal.
What is she saying, guys? Can you make out what she's actually saying?
Of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah. Right there, she said, you should be ashamed. All right. Guys, hit the like button, share, and subscribe. It helps support the channel. Thank you so much.
And perhaps most importantly, I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act.
All right, save America, save America. Let's get to a few of the comments. You guys know I can't stay out of the comment section. Wendy, make sure everyone shares, likes, and shows some love to this community. Thank you so much, Wendy. Seemed like you were the first here today. Valerie says, hello to Watching the World from Cape Coral. Okay, Florida. I seen you in Tucson, originally from Long Island. All right, we're buried in snow out here. I came back to so much snow. It's amazing. AI Starseed says we are taking all that Iranian oil. Okay, all right. It's going to be a big fight, though. We're going to cover that today. What's happening with Iran? Oh, Deborah's in the building. Deborah says, say my name, say my name. Destiny's Child. All right, okay. We have Sherry from Arizona. I made a lot of good friends out there in Arizona. Thank you. Shout out to JLR for treating me so kindly. You're far too kind. Also, 857 Tucson and Alex. You guys are all amazing. Mark the Shark. Don't forget these names. Look these guys up. Give them a lot of support. Yes, indeed. We have Paul. Paul, I see you're back. Thanks. It's nice to see. Ice T is here. Hello to you. All right, Denisha, thank you so much for coming back. I've been seeing your name a lot in the chats. I was streaming all day out there, and it's great to see you guys are still with me. Sherry, hello to you. You like my little joke. Oh, my. I might become a comedian if you keep saying ha-ha. Paul says professionally attired, but too hot. Lisa Page, thank you so much, Lisa. Welcome. Lisa's one of our new moderators. Thank you. Jason, okay. Fernando, hello to you. Okay, thank you so much. Let's get back to it, guys. Let's check it out.
To stop illegal aliens and others who are unpermitted persons from voting in our sacred American elections. The cheating is rampant in our elections. It's rampant. It's very simple. All voters must show voter ID. All voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote.
Okay, guys, we have JTB Investigate says that IFB went to Nancy's home today. Thank you for your comment. All right, Jason says, yes, the devil. Not sure what that means. Okay, Stella says, like, share, and subscribe, and turn on your notifications to be notified for upcoming shows. Thank you. MK, I've been looking for you, MK. Okay, thank you very much. Why would you not want voter ID? Good question.
And no more crooked mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. None. And this should be an easy one. And by the way, it's polling at 89%, including Democrats. 89%.
Well, the Democrats do not appear to be so happy with Donald Trump last night. We're going to get to it today. We're going to watch it together. Can't wait to hear what you guys have to say in regards to the facts that come out.
And even the new communist mayor of New York City, I think he's a nice guy, actually. Speak to him a lot.
Shout out to you, Jeff Springer. Thanks for being with me throughout the Tucson, Arizona. Sharon is always here. Thank you so much, Sharon. You're far too kind. Taz says, yes, hi, Mel. Fez just pull up at Nancy's. Oh, my. I'm missing all the activity. We're going to see what's happening with that. I can't wait to find out. Maybe we can get to the bottom of it. Jason says the Bible talks about evil beings. Okay.
Bad policy, but nice guy. Just said they want people to shovel snow. They got hit hard. Wants them to shovel snow, but if you apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a Social Security card.
Oh, Mom Donnie. Isn't that something? I would love to hear. I actually saw him when I was covering the free grocery store. I actually have Mom Donnie on camera. I would love to know what he has to say in regards to did you hear about the homeless people that froze to death here in New York? At least 13 the last time I heard. I went down to cover that too. 13 homeless people, and guess what? The governor warned him that you have to forcefully remove these people off the street because they will not leave. But that's something that was started way before Mayor Giuliani took effect. I actually met him and his son. But that has always been a long-standing policy here in New York. And because it was not followed, these people froze on the street.
Yet they don't want identification for the greatest privilege of them all, voting in America. No, it's no good. No good. Both Republicans and Democrats overwhelmingly agree on the policy that we just enunciated. And Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country-saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else.
Okay, so we're going to actually watch this entire show at 2 p.m., but I wanted to show you some of the pushback that Donald Trump was receiving last night. We're going to watch it all, but I'm seeing in the chat for some of the great supporters out there that's following Nancy Guthrie that the FBI is on deck. Everybody wants to know what's happening, so we'll see. I'll be staying in tune with JLR and 857 Tucson. We all have each other's numbers. We have quite the dream team, folks. It's only going to get better, and we'll be on the next case. Now, in order to say the next case, that has a ring of sadness because, it has to be a tough moment. But, history keeps repeating itself. But it's good to know we have people that are willing to travel and tell you what's really going on, what's happening. So it's not even about what we say. It's more or less you can see for yourself and come to your own conclusion in regards to the matter. Now we're going to see why Kash Patel is taking on all the heat, folks. Yeah, he's taking the heat. People are saying he used the government's dime to go and party. But we're going to see what really happened here and see if we can find out what all the fuss is all about. Put a 1 in the chat if you think this is some bad behavior. Put a 2 if you think it's A-OK. He's traveling out to the Olympics and partying hard or celebrating hard with the winners. Let's see what you guys think. The media is spinning it, saying he's using the dime of the taxpayers to travel abroad. What do you think? Recently they've been after him for dating a gal and flying out on the government's dime. Let's see what you guys think about it.
The Statue of Liberty started shaking her face, and the eagle will fly, and it's gonna be hell. When you hear Mother Freedom started ringing her bell, you'll feel like the whole wide world is raining down on you. All brought to you courtesy of the red, white, and blue.
Okay, so what do you guys think? Can you guys hear me better? Somebody said my voice was low. Put a yes or in the chat if you guys can hear me better. Let's see. All right, let's see. Can you guys hear me now? Is it any better? Let's see. No response so far. Trying to move forward. Could we get a yes or a no in the chat? Okay, so you guys hear me okay? Pretty standard? Okay. I'm not sure why some are having trouble hearing me, but we'll work through it. Everybody's saying yes. Okay, very good. So now we're going to take a turn here and look at some other events that are happening in the world that affects us, because here at Watching the World, we like to keep our eyes on everything.
Cartel violence is rocking the nation of Mexico right now. This week, military forces there killed the country's most powerful drug lord, known as El Mencho. Mexican officials say more than 70 people have died in the aftermath, including security officers, suspected.
70 people. Have you guys seen all the individuals from the United States that are just living their good life on vacation, right? Can you imagine? I've been to Mexico so many times, and you're in the airport, you're at some of the nicest resorts ever. and now 70 people are dead. I looked at a lot of the videos last night when I was traveling back from Tucson, Arizona. I saw people with their kids, all the gunfire. They were just trying to hit the deck to protect themselves, to preserve life. What is really happening? Let's get to it.
Cartel members and civilians. No Americans have been injured or killed. We know that from the White House press secretary.
Donald Trump says if you lay a finger on an American, then they're going to be finding out just what America can do. And I keep telling you guys, these people do not want to mess around with the American government. You would be surprised what our country is capable of doing. As I went to Nicolas Maduro trial here in New York, I will definitely be covering all the process. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. But they froze people in time when they went in to get Maduro. They used some sort of technology that had people frozen in time. They never knew what hit them, and yet they were able to go in and surgically extract Nicolas Maduro. I saw him in court, says they took me out of my living room. Some rumor says his wife was in bed, but I heard Maduro say on Saturday night, they came and kidnapped me. They took me. So that tells you. And guess how many people were lost from the United States side? Zero. And I guess only one vehicle, maybe a helicopter, took a hit from some pellet or what have you. But no losses. So that tells you, that just gives you a glimpse of what the United States can do.
Secretary. The State Department says hundreds of Americans trapped inside Mexico have called the emergency helpline. Some are sharing their stories.
We're in lockdown. We can't leave the hotel. If you do leave, you have to sign a waiver. Anything you do beyond that point is on you, basically.
We were hungry yesterday. We had no food yesterday. Nothing was open. It was a terrifying day yesterday. My daughter saw the cartel light a car on fire right in front of us. There was fire all around us. It was terrifying.
Jonathan Hunt with the latest. Jonathan.
Harris, with many Americans still stuck in Mexico, the advice from security experts for those planning to travel, including tens of...
Earlier today in the member chat, I gave clear indication as to why I believe the United States government is in Mexico in regards to Nancy Guthrie. Make sure you go check it out. But the United States is going to be making a lot of changes when it comes to Mexico.
Thousands of college kids planning spring break there in Mexico. The advice, very simple. Don't do it.
MK says, do not touch Americans at these resorts. And I think they backed off. Okay, Lisa says, hey, you guys, I'll be right back. Okay, thank you very much.
It is extremely dangerous right now. It is completely way too volatile. So I advise anybody who's got children who may be going to Mexico for spring break, reconvene. Hey, take the loss because and the money. It is not worth it. It's not worth your child's life.
And many students are taking that advice, watching the violence unfold and changing their...
Guys, hit the like button, share, subscribe. We have 200 people viewing on Twitter or X. Thank you very much, guys. Hit the like and share and subscribe. Thanks.
Their plans as a result.
All of our friends got these awesome deals to go to Puerto Vallarta, and I mean, obviously it's the worst right now. Definitely the most sketch. And so they're all canceling it.
I have all my hometown friends from Boulder were booked a trip to Puerto Vallarta through Just College, and it just got canceled. And then we have friends who were supposed to go to PV with their boyfriends, and it all got canceled. And so now everyone's kind of scrambling what to do last minute and trying to get a refund.
Well, good luck with that refund. It would be more important, I guess, to try to get back home to the Americas or wherever they're from, because the way I heard those bullets flowing yesterday, it's insane.
Advisors say anyone thinking of canceling plans should act as quickly as possible.
Okay, so that's Mexico. Over 70 people have lost their lives, and a lot of them were law enforcement officials of Mexico. But Donald Trump has said that he's willing to send in the United States if they can't get a handle on the situation, because he said that a lot of the cartel members are just taking people's lives in peculiar ways and quite devastating, I must say. But not only do we have Mexico to be worried about, remember when Donald Trump started his administration, he often spoke how he's not a big fan of war. He wanted to end war. In fact, he's ended between 8 or 9, trying to resolve a few more. But now it looks like we might be ending up going to war in regards to Iran. But let's see what's happening with that.
During his State of the Union address, the president vowed he would never allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon. Last night, the president accused Iran of pursuing, quote, sinister ambitions as he weighs possible military action against the country. The U.S. and Iran have been engaged in high-stakes indirect talks to try and reach a deal amid a massive buildup of U.S. forces in the Middle East.
My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon.
CBS News foreign correspondent Ramy Inocencio is in our London newsroom with more. So, Ramy, what is the state of negotiations with Tehran?
Elaine, yes, good to see you. Well, maximum pressure is what we saw, very public pressure from President Trump on Iran. And
thank you, MK. I just noted, too, that JLR, Boots on the Ground, out in Tucson, Arizona, has posted photos of the FBI agents at Nancy Guthrie's home. Hopefully, there's a conclusion in sight.
Head of talks expected in Geneva tomorrow to either make a deal and to avoid a war. But one of the world's leading experts on Iran, her name is Sanam Vakil here in London, told me that the president was also trying to do one other thing, trying to prepare the American people for what she says is a serious military confrontation.
I think it's imminent. I mean, it's a matter of days. War looks inevitable to me because President Trump has been clearly signaling that he is seeking the submission of the Islamic Republic.
When Iran comes to the negotiating table in Geneva, in terms of their leverage, how weak or how strong are they?
They are much weaker, without a doubt, than they have ever been. In terms of leverage, it's a counterstrike or, drawing or dragging the United States into a war that President Trump has always criticized. He's been opposed to.
Thank you, Doxy, for alerting me about the FBI, too. Okay, so there's a lot of activity going on, but thank you for all the people that are supporting the channel. Thank you so much. But we're going to continue with this, and then we're going to get into Nancy Guthrie.
Forever wars. So the Iranians are playing with that.
I've been speaking to a few people in Iran who have been quite vocal on their desire for foreign intervention, and from the United States, they do want American bombs to fall.
What I continue to hear is deep anger and a desire to see a new system of governance in Iran. People are fed up and done with the Islamic Republic and deeply despise Iran's supreme leader. In tandem to that, I'm hearing a lot of concerns. There's no plan for the so-called day after. There are concerns about Iran's fragmentation, chaos, civil war, violence. It's easy to call for regime change, but getting to the change in regime and building a better system of governance is going to be very costly.
So much anxiety, so many questions as well, Elaine. But Iran's foreign minister said that the deal is within reach, that the country will not develop a nuclear weapon, but will also not give up its pursuit of nuclear power, as he said, for peaceful purposes.
Iran does not seem to back down, so this seems like it could be a major issue. And the big question is, what about homeland security if we do go after Iran? What does that look like here in the United States? We know here in New York City, we always have to worry about different attacks. And I'm often in the city covering these court cases. It just makes you wonder how safe it is to travel when such major things are happening around the world. But I will definitely keep you guys up to speed with what's happening in Iran. We're going to switch up a bit, and we're going to cover a lot when it comes to Nancy Guthrie and I'll be able to clue you in on a few details as we cover different topics in regards to this matter. Keep in mind that right now I've confirmed that there are FBI agents on site at her home, and we're going to tune in with JLR a little bit later to see what's happening. But let's get through a few of the facts here. Please hit the like button, share, and subscribe, guys. Thank you.
Breaking news in the search for Nancy Guthrie now in its 24th day. Authorities are following new tips as the investigation moves forward.
And just moments ago, Savannah posted a new statement on social media revealing the Guthrie family is now offering a $1 million reward in the case of their missing mother. We want to play that for you now in its entirety.
As we watch this, just think about the magnitude of what she's going through, but you could also see all the pain on her face. My heart goes out to her and the family, especially being there for over a week, boots on the ground. She's such a jolly person when you typically see her, and you can see now she's just the bare essence of life.
Hi there. I'm coming on to say it is day 24.
So guys, everybody's asking me about the 2 ways that I'm streaming. Let me explain. So while I was boots on the ground, a lot of people are trying to watch on television. So there's a stream, the vertical stream, where you can easily watch on your phone. The horizontal streaming is for televisions, laptops, and computers. So that one, if you need it for that, it'll be there.
Since our mom was taken in the dark of night from her bed. And every hour and minute and second and every long night has been agony since then of worrying about her and fearing for her and aching for her. And most of all, just missing her, just missing her. We know that millions of you have been praying. So many people have been praying of every faith and no faith at all, praying for her return. And we feel those prayers. Please keep praying without ceasing.
One thing I want to let you know, oftentimes you think it's just the media that's traveling out to the house. But while I was there were just regular people traveling from all over places just to say hi or just to pray for them. It's amazing how much support they have from around the world.
We still believe in a miracle. We still believe that she can come home. Hope against hope. As my sister says, we are blowing on the embers of hope. We also know that she may be lost. She may already be gone. She may have already gone home to the Lord that she loves and is dancing in heaven with her mom and her dad and with her beloved brother Pierce and with our daddy. And if this is what is to be, then we will accept it. But we need to know where she is. We need her to come home. For that reason, we are offering a family reward of up to $1 million for any information that leads us to her recovery. All of the information about this reward and the details is in the caption below.
Okay, guys. MK, let's see if I can pull that back up. MK had a good, I guess the chat is moving so heavy. So Pretty Thing says, and I agree, she's most likely in heaven now. Okay, so some people feel that way. MK says, my mom is 85 years alone. Thank God she has gated security. This breaks my heart. Thank you for sharing that.
You can call the 1-800 tip line. You can be anonymous if you want. Someone out there knows something that can bring her home. Somebody knows. And we are begging you to please come forward now. We also know that we are not alone in our loss. We know there are millions of families that have suffered with this kind of uncertainty.
Now, before she makes the next statement, I want to tell you guys about something. I think it sets the stage for what she's doing or about to do. While we were boots on the ground, there were individuals, namely men, coming by on bicycles, basically saying, listen, all of y'all need to go home because there's so many people missing in the world. She's just one of thousands of people that go missing every day. So keep that in mind. There's a lot of pushback from the public saying that we're giving too much attention to one lady, but pay attention to what their family is doing.
And for that reason today, we also are donating $500,000 to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children for their work in helping families who are coping with loss and actively looking for those who are lost. We are hoping that the attention that has been given to our mom and our family will extend to all the families like ours who are in need and need prayers and need support.
So isn't that amazing? In their moment of despair, they're trying to help other people. That tells you a lot about the family, but it's also a reflection of the mother and the points that she instilled in her children. It's a beautiful thing, right?
So please, if you hear this message, if you've been waiting and you haven't been sure, let this be your sign to please come forward, tell what you know, and help us bring our beloved mom home so that we can either celebrate a glorious, miraculous homecoming or celebrate the beautiful, brave, and courageous and noble life that she has lived. Please be the light in the dark. Thank you.
And thank you. Our beloved friend and colleague, Savannah Guthrie, they're just posting that video on social media saying we still believe in a miracle. Family also now offering a $1 million reward for any information that leads to the return of their mom, Nancy Guthrie.
I mean, I think it's living in this uncertainty is agonizing, and it's really a plea for anybody because somebody does know something.
Let's bring in NBC's national law enforcement and intelligence correspondent, Tom Winter. He joins us by phone now. Tom, you just heard the video. You saw the video long.
Okay, guys. So Rodriguez says the feds are there right now. Okay, thank you. Football says lots of feds there right now. Shout out to you, Honeybee. Thank you very much. You guys are so amazing. Tony says if you look at the pictures of the guy, the one without a backpack, there was no moon. The other ones was a full moon. All right, that's a good detail that a lot of detectives, especially online sleuths, have also discovered. It's amazing how everybody's trying to figure this out. Stella says, like, share, and subscribe, and turn on your notifications to be notified of upcoming shows. Thank you very much. We really do appreciate it. Okay, thank you. Lisa says, maybe the new rewards will bring closure. Yes, maybe the $1 million will compel someone to do the right thing. Let's see.
With us there. Walk us through the significance of this one. Why now?
Yeah, Craig, good morning. I think it's an important video because what the family is clearly telling somebody out there, and I agree with them. We've talked about it often, that somebody out there knows something. And so what they're hoping is that for that person that's out there, maybe they don't have the financial means to pick up the phone and call about a loved one, about a spouse, about somebody that they think is involved in this because they don't have the financial means to do so. This now changes the game. And I think they're being very clear that that they want that phone call from that one person out there or those two people out there that actually know what happened. And they're making it very clear here this morning. They just want to know what happened to their mom. They want to know where she is, and they want to be able to, as she said in an earlier video, celebrate her life. That's all that they're focused on. They want resolution. They want an end to this, and they're offering up to $1 million for some.
Just think about it. This has been going on for roughly almost a month now, And it seems like the government, feds, sheriffs have hit a brick wall. But right now, everybody is saying that the feds are boots on the ground at her house. So perhaps we'll see a break in the case, hopefully.
Somebody to come forward and make that call that says, you know what? I know that it's my relative who's responsible for it.
Yeah.
I know that it's my boyfriend or girlfriend.
Pretty Ting says the family has gone through the final stages of grief. Acceptance is the last stage. Thank you.
Girlfriend that's involved in this, and make that call.
And I think, too, them donating another $500,000 to others who are going through the same kind of agony that Savannah and her family are going, to shine a spotlight on those other families is super important.
Here at Watching the World, we're looking to shine more light on cases where people have gone missing, especially the people that don't get all the fanfare or all the support. Sometimes people just get a few mentions, if that. So that's what we look to do going forward. And I want to thank you guys for all the support. Nancy Guthrie's husband actually traveled to New York to her job at the Today Show to show some love to the individuals that have been showing support. Let's check it out.
Into the scoop today, emotional moments on the set of NBC's Today Show. News Nation senior story editor Paula Froelich is here with more. Paula, Savannah Guthrie's husband, Michael Feldman, he took time to travel to New York City amid his mother-in-law, Nancy Guthrie's disappearance, for a visit with her crew. This wasn't anything on air. This was, I'm told, a private meeting between him and her co-workers.
Absolutely. So at this point, the entire staff of the Today Show, and they're saying from top to actual bottom, top of the company to janitors, have tried to support her. And they're also invested in finding Nancy at this point, that they have really been so supportive. He wanted to thank them personally. So he has been going back and forth from New York City to Arizona because, you know, again, they have two kids who are in school. So he's doing the supporting of the home and wanted to just stop by and say, thank you guys so much. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate you. And Savannah wished she could be there, but of course she is completely overwhelmed with the search for her mother right now.
I still can't believe this story is even real, Paula, and that we're 100%. In week 4. 30 seconds left. Did he offer any sort of insights as to what her future might look like, or do you know if the network has even broached that topic with?
A lot of people are saying that she will not be returning to the show. We don't know that, but that's just a rumor, especially on the ground. Let's see what he has to say or what his response was.
Her yet about her return?
They have not, although as I've reported, at some point she's just kind of like, I don't know what I can do. I don't think I can go back. Of course, it's moving parts.
A lot of moving parts. Lisa Page says, I don't trust the FBI because Trump fired all the experienced ones. I'm hearing a lot of that too. Okay. L6, welcome back. Nice to have you here. Says someone must be speaking because the FBI is at Nancy's house right now. Okay. While I was there, it was quiet. I did not see the FBI at all. So all the action has started. Shout out to you, Eric. Thank you for all your support. MK says, I know Nancy has had home since 1977. That's correct. I do wonder why it was not listed in LLC, especially with her mom being on TV. Most recently, the homecoming video. So basically what he's saying is if the house was listed under an LLC, it would help camouflage or hide Nancy Guthrie's name so that she could remain anonymous and live probably in a better condition of anonymity. So let's see if they expound on that. Maybe somebody will ask those questions. Now let's move on. We're going to check out and see how the media is now showing that with the videos that came out, there was a still photo, and that still photo was from a different day, painting the picture that the assailant more than likely surveilled the home before actually taking her. Let's check it out.
Developments this morning in the Nancy Guthrie case. There's renewed focus on images of the masked man caught on her doorbell camera right on her front porch. one of the suspect without a backpack, stirring questions over whether or not he may have shown up at her door days before her abduction on February 1st. News Nation national correspondent Nancy Liu is outside the Guthrie home in Tucson for us. Nancy, also have to mention right off the top, there's no confirmed timestamp on these images. So what are investigators saying about them?
Well, Marky, this new information about the suspect seems to indicate that Nancy Guthrie and her home were targeted and that her abduction.
I had a chance to meet this anchor. She's pretty much there around the clock, too. Really good at what she does.
Apparently involves surveillance and planning. Sources are telling News Nation that the image of the suspect at the front porch without a backpack on the left side here is from a day sometime.
I wish they showed, when we do a deep dive, I'm going to show the actual shoes the individual is wearing. On the left, that's the still frame. On the right is the actual from the video that we got. And I imagine they do have a video associated with that steel frame on the left. But when you go back and you look at his shoes, you can see that the suspect is wearing different shoes from the first occurrence in the steel frame versus the all white shoes in the video that we got.
Before February 1st, and the image on the right is from that morning of the kidnapping with what looked to be the same masked man at the front door, this time with a backpack and a gun in a front holster.
Now, watching mainstream media, I heard some of them say, well, there's two different guys, or it was the same day, and maybe he walked up without the backpack and the gun. But now it's being reported, and probably because a lot of people are noticing the background, the sky is different from the frame to the video. Also, if you look at the shoes are different. So, and a lot of rumors are floating that this happened on January the 11th. Lisa says that's the scariest picture I've ever seen. Mashona says, don't forget to turn on your notifications and subscribe so you don't miss out on the great content. All right, Uncommon Woman, thank you, says, greetings to Mel in chat room. Don't see my earlier greeting. Okay, all right, thank you very much.
Sheriff's Department acknowledged those images last night, confirming they are aware the suspect appears in different stages of attire, but warned there are no date or timestamps on the footage, calling any time with a backpack.
I want you to notice the individual as they approach the door, and I want you to tell me if you think the individual was about to knock and then saw the camera and decided to deal with the camera. Let's check it out.
And a gun in a front holster. The Sheriff's Department acknowledged those images last night, confirming.
So you see that? Does it look like a knock and then a hesitation? What do you guys think? Tell us in the comments.
They are aware the suspect appears in different stages of attire, but warned there are no date or timestamps on the footage, calling any suggestion that the photos were taken on different days purely speculative. Now, it's suspected to be why the FBI and Sheriff's Department have been asking neighbors for any security footage of suspicious people or cars since the start of the year. And according to some neighbors, law enforcement have had particular interest in footage from January 11th. With the doorbell camera apparently taken by the suspect, it's not known what caused the blood splatter outside the front door. Testing confirmed the blood was Nancy Guthrie's. The 84-year-old was reported missing at around noon on Sunday, February 1st, when she failed to join friends for an online.
Now, being boots on the ground, I've heard everything from the blood is staged to perhaps that's where the attack happened at. Or some are saying it looks like there was air in the blood, so perhaps she was coughing. But either way, the sheriff has confirmed that this blood actually came from Nancy Guthrie. MK says JLR is saying someone with experience is saying most likely the FBI Behavior Analysis Unit is there right now. That's what all the people arriving with the FBI. Okay, Tony says going for the camera. Okay, Pretty Ting says looked like he was going to bang on the door. I agree with you, and it looks like maybe that was a part of the ploy to get her to the door. And the person saw the camera and decided to cover it before actually proceeding with the knock. Let's check it out.
online church service. And after 2 raids on persons of interest, which didn't pan out, and multiple ransom notes with threats and financial demands that have also faded away, the search for Guthrie is now well into a 4th week. More specific information about these suspect images could help with identification, and the sheriff's department.
This is such a high profile case, and would you believe going on 4 weeks and they have not been able to crack it? That's, I don't know if it's disappointing or what it is, but it goes to show that even though people thought that this individual who was responsible was an amateur, it looks like this is turning out to be pretty well performed, right? What would you say about that? Now, there's a fellow on the ground out there by the name of Alex that I met. He put out a video. While I was there, he was looking for the 911 call because I want to give you guys a timeline before I show you this video. This is very important, and probably no one else is playing this video, so I want you guys to really tell me what you think in regards to this. Remember, the timeline goes like this. At 1:47, the camera was disconnected. And then off record at 2 a.m. in the morning, right? A couple minutes later, they said her pacemaker spiked. Now, that hasn't been confirmed, but that's what people, boots on the ground, are saying. At 2:12, there's motion. There's some sort of alert. And remember, the sheriff says that at 2:12, they don't know if it's an animal or a person. So that lends you to believe that this is happening outside because animals are not typically inside the house, right? Even though there's rumors of inside recording. And then at 2:28, her pacemaker, which is synced with her cell phone, it goes off the record, okay? No different than when you have a Bluetooth, right? And you walk too far from your phone, it goes off the record, okay? So that's 2:28. Okay, are you guys with me? Because this is very important, right? You won't hear this anywhere else. I'm going to share it with you, though. It's not 100%. I can't guarantee you, but I think it is somewhat accurate. But I'm going to share it because I know the mainstream media isn't. So 2:28, her pacemaker is leaving and it disconnects from her phone. Okay, now I want you guys to pay attention to this 911 call that happens right around 3:01. Now, this is probably, I'd say, within a 5-mile radius from where her house is. I want you to listen. Now, I'm not saying that it's connected to her at all, but I want you guys to come to your own conclusion, and perhaps someone can have some insight. And this is from the Criminal Network that put this out. Criminal Network. Listen carefully to this 911 call. It's within 30 minutes of her, 32 minutes or so of her going missing.
You can level 2.
10-4, it's going to be at 4.
I'm not sure why it's not playing here. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. Maybe it's being blocked. You could actually read it here too, but typically it plays. I'm not sure why. I'll come back to it again. Let me remove it. I'm going to try it one more time. Let's see. Maybe YouTube has...
Oracle and River, the...
Level 2. 2 Baker 70, you can level 2.
10-4, it's going to be at Oracle and River. The caller is advising they saw a female out of a vehicle window screaming. Then it went northbound on Oracle. The vehicle was a dark gray or blue Chevy Malibu, no plate. Advised that the female was hanging out of the window wearing all black, and the door was also open.
10-4. Can you advise PCSO and see if air is available?
10-4, we're advising PCSO now and air is not up.
Okay, so Nancy's pacemaker separates at 228, and at 301, right up not far from her house, you have another kidnapping. It's really strange, right? Or maybe this could be altered. I'm not too sure, but this is something that I found that people were actually talking about on the ground, but maybe it's been not substantiated fully. But you have a lady wearing all black, screaming out of the window, hanging out of a window, door open or something. And this comes in at 301, allegedly, within about 33 minutes of her going missing. I'll play it one more time now that you understand the context.
The caller is advising they saw a female out of a vehicle window screaming. Then it went northbound on Oracle. The vehicle was a dark gray or blue Chevy Malibu, no plate. Advised that the female was hanging out of the window wearing all black, and the door was also open.
10-4. Can you advise PCSO and see if air is available?
10-4, we're advising PCSO now and air is not up.
10-4.
0004.
All right, so there you have it. You could support Criminal Network. He's the one that actually went and was able to obtain that 911 call from the same night. So I just wanted you guys to hear that. Now we're going to move on. We're going to discuss Donald Trump. Everybody's talking about this recording that came out in regards to Donald Trump. But before I do that, let me make sure I cover all the comments here. Lisa says, I think it's unrelated, but I don't know. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. MK says, JLR talked to a nurse this morning. Okay. I lost that comment here. Okay. Let's see. I lost the comment. Let's see. It's moving so fast here. Okay. Here we go. JLR talked to a nurse this morning, and she's involved with the pacemaker surgery. And she said the doctor has informed them if she is alive, there's a read the doctor's office gets. Okay, so I'm pretty sure there's so much information that they can still decipher, even whether or not it's connected to her cell phone or not. So best believe that this day and age, okay? Debbie says, miss you here in Arizona. I miss being there as well. Thank you guys so much. All right, so now we're going to move on to Donald Trump. Back years ago, Donald Trump would call into, allegedly, would call into the different media sources and pretend to be someone else just to get his point across. So recently, he's taking on a lot of publicity with the same method because someone called C-SPAN, and they're saying it's Donald Trump. Let's check it out.
In Virginia, Republican. Let's hear from you.
Well, this is John Barron, and this is the worst decision you've ever had in your life, practically. Jack's going to agree with me, right? But this is a terrible decision. And you have Hakeem Jeffries, he's a dope, and you have Chuck Schumer, who can't cook a cheeseburger. Of course these people are happy. But true Americans will not be happy. And you have the woman earlier, I assume she's a woman, she's a Democrat, but she said she's this.
So what do you guys think so far? Does that sound like Donald Trump to you, or do you think it's an impersonator? Tell us what you think in the comments.
She's disgraced. She's devastated.
All right,
by
John.
this.
We'll go to Chester.
Okay, so that's the recent event that happened on C-SPAN. Shadow says that is Trump. Okay, so you believe it's Donald Trump trying to get his point across. But let's go back in time now, and we're going to discover some times when Donald Trump actually, most people feel like he did call in. That was a strategy that he used years ago that most New Yorkers are quite familiar with. Whether or not he would admit to it, I'm not too sure, but it's a good chance. I think it sounds like an impersonator a little bit, but it could have, All right, Debbie says it was an impersonator. Tony says it's him. Okay, CK says impersonating. Okay, and Deborah says had a domestic down the street. Okay, Let's check out this other video in regards to, okay, hold on one second. GMA says it wasn't him. Okay. God's always impersonator, obviously. It sounded like one about midstream through it. Okay. Heather says, no, it's Trump. Okay, quite a few feel like it was Donald Trump. Let's go back in time and check out Donald Trump when most people felt like it was actually him. Let's get to it.
Old spokesman, as the Washington Post headline writes, maybe that it's been such an open secret for so long it's hard to believe that anyone is still questioning it.
What's your name again? John Miller. And you work with Donald? Yes, that's correct.
It was back in the 1980s, and when the flashy New York real estate mogul needed to get a bit of news out, the newspaper reports it was common knowledge among New York reporters that Trump just assumed a different name and handled the media calls himself. Like this call from reporter Sue Carswell at People magazine concerning Trump's breakup with girlfriend Marla Maples.
What kind of comment is coming from either your agency or from Donald? Well, it's just that he really decided that he wasn't, he didn't want to make the commitment. He didn't want to make a commitment. He really thought it was too soon. He's coming out of a, marriage that, and he's starting to do tremendously well financially. And he just thought it was too soon to make any commitment to anybody. So what is going to happen with her? Is she being asked to leave, or she's going to be allowed to stay? Well, he treats everybody well, and you don't know him, but he's a. No, I have met him. Have you?
Okay, MK says that is the last place he would give an interview. Okay, let's get back to it.
Yeah, he's a good guy, and he's not going to hurt anybody. He treated his wife well, and he will treat Marla well. And he's somebody that has a lot of options, and frankly, he gets called by everybody. He gets called by everybody in the book in terms of women.
If that John Miller sounds like Trump, it's because audio forensic expert Tom Owen says, in his opinion, it is.
I can conclude with a fair degree of scientific certainty that it is Donald Trump's voice.
This afternoon, Owens compared the John Miller on that phone call with People magazine to the real Donald Trump interviewed on CNN's Larry King Live.
Okay, so Sammy says, I think it's him. He breathes like that when he talks. Okay, thank you. And let's see here. Sam says, that's him. That's a distinct thing he does with breathing outwards when he uses big words. Okay. Thank you for that. He says, y'all debate y'all's mom or some, but Trump has admitted he did this himself. We don't care about your funky opinion. That's an impersonator. Okay. Thanks.
In the 1990s. Due to the quality of the old recordings, he couldn't use his biometric analysis that he says would be absolutely certain, but based on pitch, tone, cadence, and his expertise, John Miller and Donald Trump are one and the same.
Yes, it's my opinion that it is Donald Trump's voice.
Reportedly, Trump even tacitly admitted under oath to using one of his false PR names in a 1990 court testimony when he said, I believe on occasion I used that name.
Thank you, everybody.
Trump was confronted with the taped phone call.
Yes, indeed, Donald Trump. MK says, I just care about the gas prices going down and secure borders. Okay. Debbie says he doesn't have time these days to do that. Okay. Roscoe says, who cares? Okay. A lot of people care. This has gone viral. And Sam says you don't need biometric analysis to hear it. Okay. So we have people in the audience who are split. They're torn as to whether or not this was actually Donald Trump in this latest video that occurred recently, or this call that came in to C-SPAN. Sam says this is a distraction news story, so much more going on. Yes, and we've been covering so much more. At this time, I'm going to take you guys over to JLR, my good buddy, stream over here, and check out there's some serious police activity at Nancy Guthrie's home. And so I want to try to give you an idea of what's happening. We're just going to tune in for a little bit of it. Be sure to come back at 2 p.m. We're going to cover the State of the Union. And I really do appreciate you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm not sure why that's happening. For some reason that has come up. So at any rate, it looks like we're having a slight technical difficulty here, but feel free, go over to JLR Investigates channel to check out this live stream in regards to what's happening at Nancy Guthrie's home. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. I'm going to definitely be back on today at 2 p.m. to cover the State of the Union. And tonight we're going to do a deep dive in regards to Nancy Guthrie. I'm going to show you guys how there's a big difference when it comes to the shoes that the individual was wearing when the steel frame occurred versus the video where the guy was wearing all white shoes. He definitely had on two-tone black and white shoes in the steel frame. You could also see the sky in the background. It's quite different, but I will leave that to the professionals to break it down. The shoes are very obvious. A lot of people that are here today are from my coverage of Nancy Guthrie's case. I want to welcome you guys. We do this every day at noon. We go live to talk about the news. However, the next 2 days I'll be covering from the Clintons' home as they're going to be deposed in regards to the Epstein files. So if you want to tune in for that, that's the next assignment I'll be taking on to show you what's happening. Obviously, we would not be allowed inside for the deposition, but we can stream from the outside. We do have press passes and are ready to go at it. Unlike Arizona, it's going to be freezing cold outside at the Clintons. Right now outside we have snow everywhere, snow on snow, and to add an insult to the beautiful snow, we had more snow this morning, but it's all great. Pretty soon it'll be hot days. We'll be wishing for some of this cold breeze, but that's just how life works here in New York. It was nice to go to the other side of the country to check on Nancy Guthrie. MK says stay warm. Sam says hello from Sweden. All right, we have people here from around the world, and it's a beautiful situation. Thank you guys so much. We have a lot of people here from X, formerly known as Twitter too. Overwhelming a lot of people from that region. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Deborah, for all your support. Honeybee says, I'm so excited for that. Okay, looking forward to the Clintons. Yeah, that's going to be exciting to see how that all pans out, to see what they have to say. I think a lot of people want to know. It's nice that I'll be able to go to their home and check it out for you guys. CK says, y'all keep it up here. Oh, keep it up there. Okay, keep the snow up there. Honeybee says, WTW News. Thank you so much. I'll be back at 2 p.m., folks, so sit tight. Thank you so much for all you do. Thank you for the great support of the channel. Denisha says, Mel, that's going to be interesting. Quite interesting, I must say. I've met Bill Clinton before, really nice guy. He's always downtown, but he has those big Secret Service guys with him to keep him safe. But he's very interactive with the public. He's not someone that tries to play the big shot role and back up off me. He's very welcoming, especially when it comes to the local people and anyone that goes out of their way to speak to him. He tries to have a nice little conversation. So thank you so much, guys. We'll see you back at 2 p.m. Until then, be well. Thank you.
Different voices, but the same song. Living a world where we all belong. Kindness leading the way, breaking the chains. In the symphony of love, the flame remains. Embracing diversity, brighter days in sight. Watching the world sharing love and light. Hearts beat as one in our peaceful flight. Colors of harmony, painting the night. United we stand in love's pure the night. United we stand in love's pure might.